Hey, welcome to SquareMax Customs. I'm Max, your host. Today, we're gonna attempt some rust repair on this 1957 Chevy 210 Bel Air clone. She's a four-door, but hey, they deserve a little bit of love too. Let's get to work. So this is what we're gonna attempt to fix this episode. Because I'm not really sure how that door was held on there. And, well, we need a few less fresh air holes because, well, that's a factory fresh air and we don't need all these extras. So I'm going to get these marked out and we're going to cut this out. I think we might build this in one big piece instead of having a little piece here with the freaking lap. It don't matter. Nobody's going to see it. They won't know. So we'll probably just build one full piece from here all the way to here and then we'll build our bracket. That's at least what I'm telling myself. But it's looking like we're going to have to probably patch this piece too. I don't know. I guess we'll find out once we get into it. Well, I guess one of the first things to do is to get rid of all this rust. Woo! Why so many lines? Don't worry about it, just pick one and follow it. You gotta be perfect. And we'll cut this the best we can in here. And this is just freaking absolutely horrible down there. So we will we'll cut some of it off and then we'll trim it again. I had a few people ask about the markers I've been using lately. I don't really know what exactly they are. They're long nib markers. They got a long tip on them, and they're freaking awesome. Awesome subscriber sent them in. Thank you again, buddy. I use them all the time. Like I said before, I like any permanent marker, more or less. But these things, I don't even know. Long nib marker. They're freaking awesome. Thanks, dude. I use them the heck out of these. Let's get this cut out. Well, let's do an update. That escalated pretty quickly, huh? That piece was, well, she wasn't very good. Well, I mean, she was good, like right here had a good spot. But the rest of it was bad. And I thought this plate on the other side that we drilled through and did a big old freaking spot weld, seam weld, plug weld is what we're looking for. Yep, that's the word. I thought that was welded to this other plate in here. But I guess I'm wrong. So I went and looked at the other side, and the other side's not welded either. It's sort of like a free floating plate. I don't know. I don't quite understand it. Yeah, I don't know. We drilled it through on the other side and welded all the way through, so our mount went to it. but it don't freaking do nothing. I don't know what it's for. Maybe some cars it was welded, but not on this car. Hey, I bet you're not gonna believe it, but we gotta pull this out because it's freaking rotted all the way around it. And well, I can't weld that with that mount in the way. So I think we're just gonna make this whole new mount when we get to it. But to start with, we need to get that on bolted. You know, I gotta say one thing. As much as this car's been all sorts of different bolts and nuts and it's just like completely pieced together, every freaking bolt and nut we probably shouldn't say that till we're done, has come out. Mind-boggling with the amount of rust on it. Caveman style, old school. We didn't have a freaking power ratchet. Well, that's nice. Oh yeah, another thing real quick. Don't do what I do. And maybe when you buy a grinder, I hear you. I hear a lot of you yelling at me. Listen, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. But just so you don't copy me and die, leave the shield on your grinder. Otherwise, you know, this can happen and it can cut your arm a little bit. But it'll be fine. We're men, ain't we? We're men. We're men. We're fine. All right, back to work. Well, that's an absolute disaster. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We should have just freaking ignored it and pretend we never seen it. Why do I say that? Well, the door wasn't sagging with all that stuff rotted out. So if we would have just welded something in there to make it a little stronger, it probably would have been fine. But instead, we had to go poke at it and prod at it, all because we weren't gonna be able to weld this section right here. Should just freaking left it. Either way, look, it's everybody's favorite part, the CAD design. Yay! Let's design a piece to somewhat shape this, and then maybe we'll trace it to some metal. So I just got a piece roughly measured to, well, I didn't measure nothing. I just roughly freaking cut a piece square. Woo! Sometimes the camera's in the way. Stop it, come on. Just cooperate a little bit. Wow, that looks... Where's my marker? Oh, come here, buddy. It's halfway good, huh? Thing is, we need it to have a break up here. There we go. Mark that out right there. Well, let's get our piece out and cut her down a little bit. Well, them squiggly lines don't look too promising. We probably want a flange on this side of some sort. Or not, we'll just make our life easy and we'll weld it on there. Well, that's freaking awfully crooked. So let's straighten that line out a little bit. And then let's add some to that line. It's my tape measure. That's fine. It's by eye, body work. Yeah. Don't you worry about it. I think I should probably measure that, huh? That'll be fine. Let's cut this down. our piece is pretty much already made. Let's use this thing right here. Yeah. What are you going to use that for? Well, I'm going to use it to put my crease on because we only need partial crease. So we don't want to put it in the brake. Boom, boom. And this side will be round. So that don't look too bad as a test piece. I know it's not as fancy as some of our pieces. I just don't feel like it this week. I just don't feel like it. So I'm out here pushing myself to make a video. All right? All right. So bear with me. So with that being said, I should probably bend a flange on that so it'll somewhat look like that. But what the heck's it really matter? You don't freaking see none of this stuff anyways. So what I think I'm going to do is we're just going to cut the piece out like this. And then we'll make a freaking piece for here afterwards. And we'll cut the rusty spots out, tack it up, and we'll tack that seam up. At least that's my plan. And well, we'll fix that piece afterwards. Let's one piece at a time. When you look at a big project and you're like, oh man, that's freaking crazy, that's overwhelming, well, stop looking at the whole thing and maybe just look at one spot like that. And now we're just working on one piece, and when that piece is done, we'll work on the second piece. And when that piece is done, maybe we'll patch that area and we'll try to figure out this little area. Then maybe we'll come down to this area and then maybe we'll build a mount. And yeah, it sounds like a lot when you put it all together, but like I said, break it down piece by piece by piece by piece. All right, stop jumping the camera around and making everybody dizzy. So look, I found a scrap piece of metal. What? Oh. Whew. I was like, it ain't gonna be long enough. Yeah, freaking perfect. Looks like a simple enough patch, huh? Back up, you're in my freaking bubble in my space. We'll save that piece for another project. Well, it'll probably be this project. Yep. Why do the lines look so crooked? Don't worry about it. It'll look straight once we freaking put it in place. Just stop worrying about everything. It's just a car. It's only metal. So now we gotta get this freaking piece of metal's pretty thick. We gotta get it to roll, but we don't really want to roll on this side because that side's got a straight edge. So we only want it to roll on this side. So I think we'll flip the old girl over and we'll get her in there and we'll leave this side really, really loose. So hopefully it don't really roll it. And maybe it'll only give a roll to the one side. I don't know how this is gonna work. Oh, might have to roll it up at this side. This side, where are you? Can you see everything? This side I can adjust a little bit more. This side, I think you used to be able to, but I think it's permanente now. This old roller, she's been around is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Whoops. I'm gonna roll it the wrong way anyways. Yeah, this old roller, well, she's got a lot of spots that are welded, that don't turn no more, and then she's got some spots that are like nails are holding it together. Dang it. Give me a second. We're trying this all together. I haven't really tried to roll 1/2 of a piece before. That's as tight as that side will go. She's getting round, but we need like major round. There we go, that's looking better, huh? There, that's more round. So I don't quite know how this is gonna work, but in my mind it's gonna work perfectly fine. Let's say something like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna put this through a little ways where the metal piece is to give us our line, our crease that we want, I think. Yeah, look, that looks fine, huh? Maybe. Look at, we got the beautiful Mrs. Max. You guys should all be happy. Keep asking. We're gonna put a little, look at, we got a little 90 sharp bend. That's what we're gonna call it. This is a sharp bend. And then we got a nice smooth bend, just like it looked like it used to be. Now, like we did on the other side, I'm gonna do a flange, a step flange, so it's easier to weld to that old nasty metal. Go on, sweetheart. Go the other way first. Yep. Keep going. Yep, back the other way. You might have to step on the bottom when we start rolling. Yep, keep going. Okay, little step flange. Can you see that? What are you guys looking at? It's a step. That's what it is. Here, I'll bring you in closer for the next shot. All right, baby, you're gonna go back again? Yep. Yep. Good. All right, back the other way. right off. Perfect. Look at that. There's a piece. Well, let's sorry, I needed a freaking picture for maybe a thumbnail. Let's try to test fit this thing up in here. That it even stays in place. Well, that don't look too bad, huh? Let's see what we got to do. We definitely got to do massaging and get this all the way up in here. And well, it don't look that bad at all. Maybe make it a little straighter in here. And then we'll sand it real quick. And I don't know, that looks pretty freaking good to me, no? What do you think? It'll be fine? I thought so. Well, that ain't too bad. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get this corner pushed up to here, and I'd screw it into place. You know, I put a couple self-tappers in it, but realistically, I think this is gonna be our hard spot. So I'm gonna push this up as hard as I can to get to that corner, and that's where I'll start tacking it, and then we'll massage the rest in. We'll have a little bit of overhang over here, so we'll just sand it flat with a flapper disc, and oh, I cut the flange off where it was bad and tried to clean as much of the rust up as I can. We'll trim that up afterwards, but I needed a guideline, so that's why I left it that far. And we'll make a new flange for it and tack that on too. Oh, looks way better already, huh? Yeah. We got it welded as far as our flange will go. Pretty much top and bottom. And now we got to build a piece for right here. Welded up pretty nicely, actually. And we got to build a cap for here. Either way, one step at a time. Let's build this one first. Time for our favorite time. CAD design. Hold on. We're using a used CAD design. This was well, I think it was to fix a cab mount or a body mount. Now it's going to be to make a flange. Yeah, you just have to alter your CAD design. Let's we'll recut that because that's still a crappy edge, and we'll retrim that because it's still a nasty edge. And we'll do something like this. Yeah. Now you just have to, you know, the fella sent me all the markers. He sent me different colors. When I use a different redesign, a CAD design, we should use a different marker. When I did sheet metal for a living, I always tried to use blue Sharpies. That way I knew if it was me that did it or not. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't want to get blamed for somebody else's job. So everybody be using black Sharpies, and I'd go buy the blue ones. What do they say? Dare to be different. That's a little harder to, let's see if we can do it. Yeah, I mean, it was all right. Been nicer if we were doing it to a piece of metal or something, but looks like a flange to me. Yep. Scissors don't cut like that, dude. Yeah, what do you think? Perfect? I thought so too. Woo! Let's go get it traced down a piece of... Wait, before we go anywhere, what should we do down here? Huh? See that? We gotta fill that little spot in though. I wonder if we could just nip it here and here and just tap it in. Or should we just cap it? I don't know. I don't freaking know. So, do you think if we cut it here and here, we can just tap it in? And it'll look like, well, it don't matter what it looks like. Who's gonna see? Dang it. We should have thought about this before we did all that. Well, it's picking the right tools for the job now. I can't get my grinder in there. Freaking perfect! Ah, weld that all up and it'll look just like it did in the factory. Thank you, Lessa. I hope I'm saying that right. We appreciate the stickers. I'll get them up on the wall. And look at the sticker wall. She's just filling up. And then Johnny. Johnny, thank you, buddy. We'll get all these up on the wall. Johnny's our #1 sticker contributor. He sends us some crazy stickers. But yeah, we'll get all these up on the wall. Thank you so much. Anybody wants to send a sticker in and wants to see it on the wall, P.O. box is in the description. We appreciate it all. So many. Oh, I like this one. Do you know I got this little dude tattooed on my back? Uh-huh. I also got his sister on my back. Okay, let's, what are we doing? We need this. Poor car. She's just freaking rotted. It's fine, though. Alright, you guys gotta go in your home base. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, I found this scrap piece of metal. We're gonna use this one. No, we're not. We're gonna use this one. And we'll take our CAD design and we'll lay it out on here. Woo! Don't you worry about that little line right there. We just got a little drunk with our cut, with our mark. Yep, that's the one we want. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, there's our piece. Well, I don't have a hammer over here. I just gotta tap it straight because it gets a little whippy-wappy when we cut it. And oh yeah, let's go fit around. Hey, real quick, we just want to thank you all for all the support, whether you're out there watching our content, liking, commenting, sharing, or you're going on over to SquareMax merch to pick up one of these brand new shirts we got in. 2 brand new designs. Check them out. Now you can get our shirts, any one of our shirts, in white or black. You can get the logo on the front or the back. Wait a minute. Wait till you check out the one that I'm wearing. This one's sweet. That's right. The CAD design. Cardboard aided design. Make sure you head on over there now. SquareMaxMerch.com. Get yours before they're sold out. And if you didn't hear, we got new stickers. And if you get one of them Rust Life shirts, you might as well throw one of them stickers in. The government is watching. It'll be fine. Don't worry, we got jack stands and the OG SquareMax customs. And for any order over 20 bucks, you get a free collector's magnet. Yeah, that's right, free collector's magnet. No, you can't buy them. Well, you sort of can, but you gotta, go over there and buy other products to get them. Yeah, we appreciate all the support. Check that out. Oh, it's coming out so good, ain't it? Oh, I didn't feel like working on this weekend. Sometimes you just need to do it. And once you start doing it, well, you sort of get into it. Yeah, that's coming out awesome. Look at, that's freaking solid. That's way too thick of what, that's probably way thicker than what they were using. But either way, I made this little piece on fast play. I'm sorry, it looks good, don't it? I had to make the pitch down, and we had to make this valley come back down. So, and we added the flange. Did I tell you I added the flange? Either way, the flange is on. I sanded it down or grinded it the best I could, or, well, I grinded it as much as I wanted to. It's fine. It freaking looks awesome. That's so much better. What do y'all think? Huh? I like it. Oh, I also nipped this, and we just freaking tapped that in. I think we talked about it. And, well, yeah. On to the next couple pieces. We need to do something here, here, and then here. And then we need to build the mount that we, well, originally started to do today. Well, we're gonna start with a piece of cardboard. And we're gonna just eyeball it. Yeah, we all got a couple eyeballs, don't we? Yeah. What are you doing? Come on in here. You see where we are? Looks freaking perfect. We'll get that traced over onto a piece of metal, and we'll come back over and we'll gut this out the best we can with a grinder, and we'll spray something on it. A lot of this stuff on this one, luckily, I can get from the back. So once I'm all done, we'll finish ripping out the inside of the dash. And, well, I don't know, we'll spray some rubberized freaking coating or something up in there. So it'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. I can get all up in there. It's open. It's not like some of the spots we just can't get behind. Well, would you look at that? I had a freaking scrap piece from when we made this piece. So she's a little bit shorter than we need, but this actually went in further than we needed. So we'll just line up this end. We'll grab our trusty. Well, what are you watching? I'm sorry. It wasn't even in front of the camera. Boof. Yeah. Look at that. Oh my goodness. A line. And we'll... You hear my knuckles crack? I wonder if we can hear that. I'll find out when I'm editing, but... Watch out for these little fish hooks. Them things will freaking come right inside you, and what I'm trying to tell you is they're not your friend. Voila, fixed. Okay, we got to get some of that oldness cut out of there. Not all of it. I'm not going to try to cut this and butt weld it in. We're just going to lap weld it. I did butt weld that right there, though, huh? Looks pretty freaking good. Looks smooth. Well, it looks smooth enough is what I'm trying to say. Nobody sees it underneath the fender. Check it out, check it out. Look at another patch done, another rust hole gone. And we're on to the next. I think this is where we're gonna adventure to next. That way we can get this door hinge made and welded on there and put our door hinge back on. So I guess it wouldn't be the door hinge. It'd be the door hinge support. But first we have to rebuild. We have to do something with all that. That's bad. So it kicks up in here and it kicks right there. I don't know what it's supposed to do here. I'd look at the other side, but we sort of built that side too and it don't. I'm gonna do what I have to do is what I'm trying to tell you. So let me get some cardboard and we'll get started. So I got my cardboard and first I'm gonna start by slicing that and we're gonna try this. Yeah, slice that little bit off. Where did we have to end it? And we'll slice across right there. Sometimes you just have to guess. It's cardboard. It's no big deal. Where are we? Perfect. Now that we got our piece cut, well, we got it so it'll slide in here better. We need to get some bends on it. Yeah. Just gotta put a crease on it. And now we need one the other way. This corner needs to go up and in, I think. Boof, boof. And hold on, let's trim it down a little bit. Looks freaking phenomenal, no? Yes? I thought so. Alright, let's get it traced over to a piece of metal. Watch these little freaking hooks. They'll get you. I'm telling you, they'll rip you open. Oh, it don't look big enough. Oh, it's just off a little bit. I think it'll be fine. Dang it. Just that little bit. Alright, well, I think the back side will be perfectly fine if it's missing a little bit, but the front, we want to keep it. Oof, trace your piece. We'll get her cut. We'll put a couple more marks on her. The rest of these are the other ones. All right, honey, thank you. And we'll get that all smashed flat. That way it, you know, because like I said, when you're cutting it, it freaking goes a little wicky wonky. And then we'll mark our little bends on the back where we need to put the little 45, 30, whatever. And we'll get her in the brake. Well, now that I got it sanded and smashed flat, let's put a couple marks on it. Make sure we're kicking this the right way. Okay, goes nothing. We don't need a lot of a kick, I don't think. We can always add more if we have to. Yeah, that looks about right. And then we'll do this corner while it's over there so we can get it better. Well, before we cut out this rust, I'm gonna draw these circles where the old hinge bolted up. That way, hopefully when we slide the hinge back in, I mean, it's got these two, so no matter what, it should go, but hopefully our holes will be in the right spot. At least that's what I'm telling myself. So here's the thing. See how these holes were so big? But the bolts that are going to go through them are only going to be that big. Well, that's so we can take this and the door will slide and adjust. You can move the hinge to wherever you want in order to get the door what you want. Well, the original piece had these little tabs up that held this thing that didn't let it fall out in case you took all the screws out. Because if you don't have something to hold that, you take the screws out, what's going to happen? It's going to fall off. So, with that being said, we need to build a strap for this. Well, you guys see me use the double cuts all the time and they make these little wing dingers? Yeah, we made a windmill out of one of these. It's pretty freaking cool. Well, what we're going to do here, I think, is we're just going to straighten this old girl back out. And we'll just build little flanges and we'll tack them on there. Hold on. Had to get a pair of needle nose. Or we can just make one that goes across. Yeah, that sounds easier. Why can't we do this? This thing had like 4 tabs on it, but I mean, technically I should be able to do that, right? It does the same thing. It lets it go all over the place. So I'll get a couple tacks on that to hold that in place, and well, then we'll get our piece up in where it belongs. Yo, we almost screwed up. We almost welded that piece to this. We need to build that whole freaking bracket first. That little piece welds to the bracket. Look how nasty that is. Like, you wouldn't even think that moves, but I'm guessing that's some OG grease from way back when. So yeah, good thing we didn't go weld that on right away. I'm gonna get this piece welded in there. Then we need to build a mount, that whole freaking bracket piece, and then we can weld that little nut on to get our door hinge back on. Yeah. Alright, good thing I freaking slowed down for 1 second. Woo! Check it out. That looks freaking awesome, huh? Way better than the rust. And I already cut us a mount. So, well, I got our mount started. I know we cut one last week or whenever we did the other side. The only problem is the other piece we cut didn't calculate for this. So it would have been too short. So instead of welding 2 pieces together, I just went and cut another one. And now we got to get a couple measurements so we know where to bend it. Oh, it's coming out so good. So many patches in this poor car. Yeah, we gotta make this one resemble that one. And it's got like a 45 in here. So I guess we're gonna need a couple measurements. So I'll get them and we'll get them laid out, get that cut, bent, and tacked together. So looking at this mount, it looks like it flares up a little bit right here and then there's no top flange. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be or if that's just how this one is. But what we'll do is we'll measure about 2.5 inches over. And then at 45s, like, I can't do it with my tape measure, but like 45s and 45s again instead of having a 90 on it. So we'll measure that about 3/4 of an inch. And then the rest will hang off, and if we have extra, we'll cut it off and we'll put 2 45s at the end here. Sounds easy enough. And we got to drill some holes in it. So we just got to transfer our marks on these flanges. What we're going to do is we'll mark the flange and then we'll give it a little nip and we'll put it in the vise and we'll bend it. So at least that's what I'm telling myself we're going to do. Hopefully it works. But we don't want to bend it all weird. So we'll do the best we can. I got a question for y'all. You ever get bored in life? Well, I've sort of been getting bored. And I've been thinking about starting a new business. We're going to call it By Eye Construction, where close enough is good enough. Let me know what y'all think. Now that I put little notches in it, we're just going to take this and try to bend it closed. So, yeah, I made a little like business card and slogan up and everything. I'll put it on the screen right here. You can check it out. Let's put in the comments. Let me know what you think. You think people would hire you with that business name? Well, that didn't give us what we're looking for, so I'm going to give her a little more nip here and a little more nip here, and I'm going to keep bending her until we make this, well, we make this go more of a 90. Well, now that we got that all welded up, that looks freaking phenomenal, huh? See what I mean about it? It had like a 45, so I don't know, I'm guessing so it could miss the corner. Now that this thing, oh, I even 45 to end, this thing's looking fabulous. We have to, if you remember, if you watched the last piece that we did on the other side, we got to make this round. Just a little bit, so we'll put it in the vise and we'll put something on the top and we'll just bend it so it's horseshoe-ish. Because the cowl panel or whatever this is called, firewall, I don't know, well, it's got a roundness to it. But before we do all that, the most important thing is, oh, where's my marker? We gotta drill the holes in here for the mount. Because realistically, whoop, these two holes mean the most. I could weld this anywhere, even if it was crooked, no big deal, but I can't re-drill them holes after I'm in here. Well, I'm sure we could, but it's not gonna be as easy as it is right now. So we'll get these traced out. We'll go drill them out. We'll make this thing slightly round. And yeah, we just gotta pick the center of them squiggly lines. I think we did pretty freaking good. We'll have to get a couple tacks on it, and well, this is where we're gonna put the little lock piece that we almost welded onto this piece. That way when our door screws come through the little holes, we have a nut to hold on to them. So, and it's adjustable. That's why That's why the little holes are big, so the nut can adjust. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm trying. See how it's got? And that way you can adjust your door all over the place. So all we're gonna do is, see it's got a little nipple cut in it? We're just gonna tack weld the little flange on there, and then look, our little piece still moves around. But once the fender's back on, you can't get your hand up in here to hold that while you take the door on and off, if you ever have to. So we'll at least make our life, future life easy, just in case we have to remove the door. Check it out. It's all bent up. See how it's sort of got a U to it? We got a nice flange going around. We got our 45. Look at our pieces in the center of the hole. Check this out. It can move all over, so our door will still be adjustable. So that's pretty freaking cool. Let's all be honest with each other. How many of you were watching the fast play close enough to catch that I welded that on the wrong side? Yeah, I got all done and I was like, yeah, it was on this side. It's like, well, that's not gonna freaking work. So yeah, got the death wheel out, cut it off, and then, fixed it. It only took a few minutes. It's just, it did happen. Let me know if you caught it. Put it in the comments. Haha. All right, I'm gonna get that slid right here into place. Well, I'll get my mount slid in. That would have been funny to put it in there backwards. Well, it wouldn't matter. We would just took it out and fixed it real quick. And then we'll get this piece. Whoop. And one more hand. Ugh. I want to bolt it all together before we all right, give me a second. Let's get the latch half bolted in here. What are you looking at? We'll just get this roughly in here so this freaking thing stops moving all over on me. Ain't like we're gonna put the door on right now, so we'll have to adjust it later. So we'll just line it up with the holes on the inside for a second. Now, hopefully. Start them holes off on the inside, right in the center. Put a little hair on it. I just can't get it in the hole. Oh, there we go. That was a fight. Almost had to spit on it. So what'd you think? Was the picture better this week? I forgot to ask. I got a new lens. I didn't know I could replace just the lens. So that was pretty cool. I saved some money. GoPro for the win. Yeah, not sponsored. I bought a GoPro a year and a half ago or so. And well, it's taken a beating. So anybody that's curious that wants to start a YouTube, I think mine's the GoPro 12. I don't remember. It's like $400, but like I said, it's taken a beating. And it's still going. And I wouldn't have had to replace the lens if I didn't grind and weld so close to it. But either way, now that I know I can replace them for $20, I'm going to buy a couple more of them and have them on stockpile, on inventory, on hand. That was the word I'm looking for, on hand. Okay, what do y'all think? It's not bad. I mean, you got to remember, I'm using a flux core welder. So just a cheap welder. And I've had a lot of people ask a lot, like, hey man, what kind of welder do you use? Well, I'm using an Art Captain. I did a video for him. It was a sponsor welder. I absolutely love that welder. But before that, I used, hold on, I still got it. I originally started with the $89 Harbor Freight black welder. It was 89 bucks or something. That lasted me a couple years. And then when that one gave out, I bought this little titanium, whatever. I think it was 120 bucks. I think when I bought it, there was a coupon and I got it for $100. No gas. I mean, gas is nice, I guess. I don't know. I have never welded with gas besides with the freaking laser welder. But either way, a cheap $100 welder will get you by. Is it the right way? I don't freaking know. I'm told y'all I'm not a body man. I just do it because I'm too cheap to pay somebody else. Plus, I mean, it's nice to say, yeah, I did that. Either way, what do y'all think? The freaking hinge is back on, huh? We got the adjustable piece in there. That's so cool. We made, what would that be? 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 piece, and then we made the bracket. Which, yes, it's a freaking bracket, I guess, but it's welded on there and I made it, so that's 5 pieces for the board. So that's pretty sweet. That came out fabulous. That came out absolutely wonderful. Maybe we'll add some fiberglass filler on. Well, we will once we decide to fill the rest in. But look, we still got lots more to do. And we still have the other side. So no sense getting the fiberglass out yet. And we got to fill this piece in over there. We're going to wait because I'm going to just make it in a bigger piece. I figured we'll probably have to cut all that out. So when we do it, we'll just cut it all the way out and bring it down to here, and that's when we'll make this all connect up into there. And for the other ones that asked, yes, when we get to that stage, we'll try to scrape and sand and paint up under the dash. So anything I wasn't able to spray, look, it's pretty wide open, especially after we rip that down, because I mean, we got to replace the old freaking insulation and the sound deadener and stuff anyways, and we're this far in. So when we rip all that down, I'll get in there with a wire brush thing on the end of a drill, and same thing with the floor. We'll put a coating on it. We're not there yet, so for, you know, keyboard warrior jumpers yelling at me, calm down, relax, piece by piece. Where's our marker? Yeah. Where are we? That's 5. So that's 1 more for this line, and then a cross line, so there's 2. 1, 2, 3, that's 5 altogether. What are we at? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 83 patches. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's freaking crazy. How many more patches do you think we'll have in it before we're done? Put a guess in the comments. That'll be fun. Everybody make a guess. You got to remember, we still got to go through 2 more doors. They look okay. Well, okay, that door's not here, but like the back door looks okay, but it's not. It's got rust spots. It just looks good at quick glance. We still got to go through this rocker. We got a couple spots in the back. We got this inner fender. We got the freaking hood. Do y'all remember the hood? That's scary. And what else do we got? The front bumper has a rust hole in it we got to fix. So somebody else asked if these are California bumpers or something like that. I don't know. I don't even right know what that means. But no, somebody like sort of gunked them and welded them together at one point and made them one piece. Because I think same thing with the back. I think they would have been in several pieces. Yeah, we discussed the back when we got it, and the end caps would have came off, but somebody welded it up at one point in time and made them one-piece bumpers. I like it. It's custom. This whole car is custom, so that's pretty cool. Extremely satisfied with that. All right, that's enough of me rambling and yapping, and I gotta cut it short this week. I'm sorry. We did a lot of work, but it was my birthday Sunday, and well, I came out here with the best intentions to go to work, and I got sidetracked hanging out with the family. You know, family's important, so make sure you spend time with your family. Like I said, I appreciate y'all watching. We got a bunch more stickers, so that was cool. We appreciate anybody who sends them in. We appreciate y'all commenting, liking, sharing, all the support. Oh, we had new shirts. How cool was that? I forgot we had new shirts. Make sure you head on over to SquareMaxMerch.com to get yours. And any order over 20 bucks gets a free collector's magnet. Yeah? Collectors. Why are they collectors? Because you can't buy them. You can only get them if you spend 20 bucks or more at SquareMaxMerch.com. We appreciate all the support. We also got new stickers for anybody that didn't know. Look at it. The government is watching. Why? Because they're always watching you, whether you think it or not. Rust life. Why? Because we pretty much eat, sleep, and breathe rust. And then it'll be fine. Why? Because, well, we're not doing this right. But it'll be fine because it's better than it was. And, you know, the old school, don't worry about it. We got jack stands. OG SquareMax Customs. This is actually a picture of my front bumper on my truck before we put the light in it. The wife painted that on there. We took a picture of it, sent it to the sticker place, and boom. So that's pretty cool. That's sort of like a hand-drawn copy. Yeah, I guess so. A hand-drawn copy. I had a Picasso at one time, but it was sort of like a copy, you know what I mean? But either way, it was cool to say I had it. All right, enough of me rambling. Love you all. Peace. I'll see you next week for more, probably rust repair.